Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sebastien Boyer, the approved guy, and on this video I'm going to be talking about the difference between debt restructure and debt consolidation. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So I've had a lot of people, a lot of clients and prospects call and talk to me about just being over leveraged and having too much debt on their business or even on their personal, asking me if I can help them with debt consolidation. And so I've had to explain this, and I figured it would be a really good video for me to cover this topic. What's the difference between debt consolidation and debt restructure? All right, so you may have some different interpretations, but in my experience, debt consolidation is typically where you're hiring a third party, a company, who is going to contact your creditors. Okay, your creditors could be your credit cards, loans that you have open. Basically, you're over leveraged. You cannot afford your monthly payment. And what they're going to do is they're going to negotiate a settlement with those creditors. They're going to get them to reduce the balance by maybe 50% or whatever they're able to settle that for. They're going to pay off that debt in full on your behalf, and then they're going to turn around and they're going to take the balance that's of what they paid. They're going to consolidate it. If you had 5 credit cards at, let's say, $10,000 each, that'd be $50,000 in total debt. So they may settle that for $25,000. You might be making a monthly payment of, let's say, $2,000 a month on those 5 credit cards, and again, you can't afford it. So what the debt consolidation company does, they are going to have the creditors reduce the balance. Let's say 50%, just as an example. So instead of now owing $50,000, you now have a balance of $25,000, but you don't owe the creditor anymore. You owe the debt consolidation company because they paid off the debt with the creditors. Now, unfortunately, what happens at that time is the creditors are going to report to your credit report as follows. It's going to say debt settled for less than the original amount, and either it's going to say charge off or it's going to have a remark that it was settled for less than the original amount. Okay, so that stays on your credit report for 7 years. That is extremely harmful to your credit. It's literally going to drop your credit scores dramatically. Taking this step or this action is basically just under doing a bankruptcy. So literally, you may want to consider bankruptcy if you're doing this. The difference is a bankruptcy will take 10 years to overcome, but at least with the bankruptcy, you didn't have to pay off the debt. Right? With the debt consolidation, you are still going to pay the debt consolidation company a monthly payment. It might just be 50% less or maybe 70% less than what you were paying before, but you still are going to be making monthly payments on the debt. It's just going to be a lot less, so it's a lot more palatable. It's a lot more affordable for you. So the only reason anyone should ever consider debt consolidation is really because they really are in a situation where they cannot afford their bills. They cannot afford their debts. And again, you might want to consider a bankruptcy versus debt consolidation, because then at least in that case, you're not having to have an ongoing monthly payment, even though the debt consolidation will dramatically reduce the monthly payment. So what's the difference between debt consolidation and debt restructure? Debt restructure is where you are going to either get approved for a loan or a line of credit that is larger than the total debt that you have, and you are going to yourself consolidate that debt into a loan or a line of credit. So if you had $50,000 of credit card debt, you may get a loan for $50,000 and then pay off all those credit cards. So now you have one single, much lower monthly payment instead of 5 monthly payments that are a lot more. Now, the advantage of doing it this way is that you're going to see an increase in your credit. Your score is going to go up because your credit card balances went down. You didn't settle, you didn't close, you didn't reduce the settlement. You simply paid off or paid a chunk of the balance off of the credit cards. All right, it's very important to understand that when you do that debt consolidation, the credit card companies, the lenders are going to close the account, and it's going to have a negative remark on the credit report either settled for less or charge off. That is going to hurt your credit really badly when the account gets closed. You have to understand, you only get credit on your credit report for what's active on your credit report. I don't know if you've ever closed a loan, a car loan, or any other kind of loan, but your credit score takes a dip. It's counterintuitive. We would think that when you pay off a loan or pay off a debt, that your credit score would go up, but that's not what happens. When you close a loan or you pay off a debt, it is no longer active. It's no longer reporting on your credit report. Your credit score goes down. So when you hire a debt consolidation company and they settle it for less, and then the creditor closes the account with a remark that it was settled for less or charged off, it's going to destroy your credit. And you're not going to be able to repair that with a repair company, because they are going to have a record that you hired a company who negotiated a settlement on your behalf. All of that is documented, right? Now, if you go through the bankruptcy option, at least you don't have the monthly payment, and it's going to be 10 years on your record versus 7 years with debt consolidation. But if you are able to get yourself approved for a debt restructure strategy where you're able to get a loan or a line of credit, and then you yourself pay or transfer the debt that you have from the creditors that are charging you, or you have a higher monthly payment, to one single debt, line of credit or loan, now you're restructuring, because you're not going to close the credit. Your accounts are going to remain open. So your credit score is actually going to go up. Once your credit card balances go under 35 or as close to 30% as possible, you will see your credit scores jump up anywhere between 20 to 50 points. So what that's going to do is going to free up your credit and allow you to continue to grow and build and access more funding that you can leverage. The key word is leverage, right? So when it comes to debt consolidation, in my opinion, never ever do it unless it's just you have no alternative. You cannot afford your payments, you cannot afford to live, you have no other choice. But if your goal is to improve your credit, it's going to destroy your credit. Debt restructure is going to allow you to move that debt to one single loan at a lower interest rate and have a lower monthly payment. I've been able to help clients with an SBA 7A loan where they were able to restructure 5 or 6 merchant cash advances that were, literally choking their company out into 10-year term, at only 6% interest. So instead of paying a monthly payment on 5 loans where they were paying literally 35 to 40% interest, they have now one loan on a 10-year term with a monthly payment at 6%, with the prime rate going up. It that adjusts slightly, but you're talking about 5.5 to 0.75 points. It's not going up 35 points. So guys, debt restructure is much more strategic. You're going to save your credit. If not, you're going to improve your credit. You're going to unlock more credit so you can continue to leverage. You're going to reduce your monthly payments at the same time. And overall, it just looks better on paper. So when it comes to debt consolidation versus debt restructure, be forewarned. Though debt consolidation seems attractive, it's going to destroy your credit. Debt restructure is the right way to go, because you're not closing accounts, you're not settling them for less, and so it's not going to have a negative impact on your credit. I hope this video was of value to you and you take this information to heart and you use it wisely. If you have questions or you want to discuss funding strategies, how to actually apply or get approved for a debt restructure loan or line of credit, reach out to me anytime, schedule a free consultation. That's why I'm here. That's what I do. I'm the approved guy. Sebastien Boyer signing out.